long ass rant.
I'm so misunderstood. I don't understand what's wrong with me, why everybody seems to want to attack me. And I don't know what to do. Sometimes I just want to quit. I don't even know what to do. I really need your help, you guys. I really need your help. Does this even sound like my real crying? I don't know. It's hard to fake something like that unless you've been trained in acting. Sup, Reitannites, Reitanna Seishin here. So, due to a lot of comments, I wanted to address some misunderstandings, for the Hall of Shame series. I don't know if it's, just for the sake of trying to upset me and failing, but some people, okay, get this, some people seem to think that I show these comments because they bother me. Now, here's the thing about me, is if a comment truly upsets me, if I get worked up about a comment, the only time I will directly reply to it is when I feel the person really needs to be chewed out. And I don't do that on a video, I do that in a reply. But usually I only do that if I'm unstable. Now, since my current cocktail of medication works very well to keep my emotions at a normal level, it is pretty hard to upset me unless you really cross a line in which somebody has, recently, I will go see when they did. In order to do that, I have to go to my WordPress. Okay. July 5th was the last time I, got upset, angry, worked up, if you will. And I hang on, I gotta stretch. Ugh. Had crazy nightmares last night. Reitanna, what's new? I know. But I didn't reply to the comments on YouTube directly. I ranted about it in, on my blog, on my WordPress, because, you know, I figured that's best. It doesn't give the person what they want, directly. The person ended up reading it, and I'm like, what you doing watching me? Why you following me everywhere? And it's obvious that they wanted their, my attention, so I gave it to them, and, I could go on about the story, but that's not what this video is about. The point is that, guys, for those of you who think I do the Hall of Shame because the comments upset me or work me up, that's wrong. I don't even know how to say this in a more simple way than it's obvious. Because, let me ask you something. If I were upset by the comments, why would I show them in a video at all? And, why would I, make it for entertainment purposes? Why would I laugh about them? Why would I make silly voices about them? Sometimes I yell let me try to, let's see. I can't think of a specific thing I've ever said. one that somebody brought up, I guess, was the I don't have flash. So, like, I will yell like that, but that is not my angry yelling. I am a loud, obnoxious person. And sometimes I'll do different voices. And sometimes I'll do this kind of voice. And, like, sometimes I'll, like, do this kind of voice.
And sometimes I will act like an old man who definitely hates this generation's slang and music because in my day we had to walk 15 miles. I'm just kidding. And, you know, sometimes I do this voice. You know, it doesn't matter! How does that sound angry? It doesn't sound angry. It doesn't sound worked up. I'm having fun. That's how I have fun. I've always done weird voices, you know, even way before I did anything on YouTube. Because as a kid, I had a tiny little tape recorder, a handheld tape recorder that ate AAA batteries like it was fucking crack. Oh, man. But, I used to carry the thing around, and, I would just talk, because I didn't have anybody to talk to. I couldn't talk to my, parents, quote-unquote? I mean, I always had some kind of stepdad, but, you know, I'd get in trouble for talking, for complaining, for doing anything, you know, and, I was really shy, so I only had a few friends. At the time I had this tape recorder, I had 2 male friends. I was young, so it was a love-hate relationship, like, oh, this girl's kinda cool, you know, she likes the same things we do, but, oh, she's still a girl, and we're guys, and sexism has been drilled into our minds since birth! So, you know, but I'd you know, and I'd make little stories, I'd play with my toys and make little stories, you know, improv stories. That was basically how I got into the interest of, you know, doing these kind of things. And then he was my great-grandfather, when I was 10, gave me his camcorder, and, so then my friends and I would make movies. And I remember when I was 12, I had quite a bit of friends because I lived in Alpine and I lived in an apartment complex that had quite a few kids. And we made a fucking Powerpuff Girls movie. It was so stupid. I don't even remember what the plot line was, but it was so funny. Anyway, I had a lot of fun doing stuff like that. So, you know, my voices and my obnoxious yelling, you know, I've done it in my Let's Plays. I do it in, you know, off recorder, you know, when I'm talking to Michael. It's just my way of being silly. And when I do stuff like that, it's a sure sign that I'm happy. You know, I don't know how you could mistake my voice in the Hall of Shame to be worked up unless I have come across, like, I've gone on a tangent enough to where I've brought up something that upsets me, like the way life is, the way the world is, the way our society is, you know, but the comments themselves don't upset me. The reason why I make a video of them is to showcase, you know, stupidity. And a lot of people find it entertaining. I've got a lot of positive feedback from these videos. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. When you throw the first stone, you invite me to throw it back at you. He who casts the first stone... Oh man, I had something for this. Oh man, hang on, I had something for this. Blasted my damn memory. I had something for it. But basically, he who cast the first stone is gonna find it, you know, thrown right back at them in their fucking face. We could make a Trump joke here and say, he who cast the first stone is gonna be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen. So, I mean,
obviously, I'm not gonna give them fire and fury. I'm just, they're all like, alright, so, I come at you, unprovoked. You didn't do anything to me, most likely I never commented before, and you don't even know who I am, so, I for some reason feel the need to insult you or whatever, and be an idiot. My voice has kind of changed, my accent kind of went away. So, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you for no reason. And what are you gonna do about it? You gonna cry about it? You gonna cry? Or maybe you wanna come at me. Come at me, bruh. So, I could, respond one of two ways. And that is, replying to you and telling you how stupid you are, or showing you in a video to show the world how stupid you are. So, for even the stupid comments that didn't upset me, I used to ignore them like I would with the ones that did upset me, because I would just roll my eyes and be like, oh my god, this is so stupid. But then I got bored. I got bored of doing that. And I decided that, if these people are choosing to be dickwads, then, they obviously want my attention, because apparently to them, Reitanna is so great. Oh my god, I am so famous. Like, oh my god, I'm the best in the whole wide world. I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm absolutely nothing to these people. So, it's like, thirsty for attention. So, let's give them that attention. Let's give it. And if they feel happy about receiving negative attention, then, alright, cool, whatever gets you off, man. Another misconception about me calling people pet names like honey, sweetie, dear, love, friend. Okay, I do that to everybody, unless it is a clear authority figure. Like, I'm not gonna tell a police officer, I'm not gonna call him or her honey. Alright? I think I've addressed this in a video before, I still don't understand. I mean, some people say that, it's like belittling, but it's only belittling if you're say when, in my last Holo Shame, when I was like, okay, honey, but at the same time, sorry if my voice just cracked there, I don't know, I've been coughing a lot, I have a strong immune system, but my body is obviously still trying to get sick, I haven't felt very well, anyway, voice cracking aside, what was the thing? I can't trust my memory as far as I could throw it. And as far as I know, you can't throw your memory. Anyway, so, and even then, it's like, not necessarily insulting. It's like, the reason I use pet names is, for one, I kind of grew up doing that, because the people who did care about me would call me pet names when they were comforting me. Like, my best friend. She's always called me honey, sweetie pie, dear, and stuff, and, we have a platonic love, relationship, so, she's straight, and, I'm pansexual, but I have a boyfriend, so, it's strictly platonic, but she is one of the people who really knows how to comfort me, and Mike does too, and, Mike and I call each other, pet names too, but, exclusively to him, I will call him babe or baby, so, not bae, oh my god, the bae, so stupid, anyway, because I do that because I've associated it with feeling safe, with feeling cared for. And I use pet names because, to me,
and I don't, I guess things that are obvious to me aren't obvious to everybody. Question mark? To me, it's a way to show people that I'm being gentle and I am not being threatening. So, even if I'm, saying you did something wrong, if I use pet names, that means that I am not angry. I'm not worked up. I'm not upset. I feel like I should read some of the comments that, or some of the replies that I've made where people think that I'm worked up. And another thing is, I complain. I'm a Scorpio, alright? I complain. It's a way, I know I've said this before too, it's a way to empty the bottle because it's very unhealthy to let the bottle fill up until it breaks. And medication or not, stress is stress. It doesn't keep you from feeling. And, you blow up. And then everything comes out all at once and you're crying and you're just, whoever's listening to you, in my case it's Michael, who says you need to get this stuff out more, and that's why I'm honest, that's why I do rants, that's why I complain, and, it's self-therapy, it makes me feel good, and just because somebody complains doesn't necessarily mean they're worked up. If I'm passionate about something, I guess technically my emotions are at a high, but not like unstable. I will go into detail about things that I'm passionate about beliefs and such, like if I'm talking about feminazis or racism or, anything like that. I will have a sense of passion, but I don't know if some of you have heard my angry voice. I have two of them, and I really don't think I could replicate them without actually feeling angry. One of them is really low, is really quiet, and, yeah, I can't replicate it. And the other one is really loud. I guess the closest you could hear it is in, Minky's angry voice, but again, that's acting. So, in her mad musings, though, those are the things that she addresses are things that I genuinely feel angry about. So a lot of the things in the mad musings, most of them, aside from the murder and the torture, because I obviously don't murder or torture people, the mad musings are my actual thoughts. At the time I've written them, those are the time I have the thoughts. So, if I'm upset, like the one where Minky's crying at the end about just wanting to have been loved by her mother, that was real. I think I was off my medication at the time and I was having a lot of bad thoughts. I hate the bad thoughts. They just come at you and you can't stop them. Another one about, forgiveness. That was real anger. It was actually directed toward a certain somebody whom I won't name. The game. How did I sound in that one? But, regardless, that's still mostly acting. Only the people who have experienced my anger know what my anger sounds like and sounds like. Oh, my girlfriend don't got lady parts, so I got done shut her in the head. But people have, for all my life, have described my anger as being scary. It's harder to intimidate somebody through text. It's nearly impossible, because you can't hear the voice. Now, if you just hear the voice, it can be intimidating, but not as intimidating as being face to face. Because when people have told me I'm at my scariest, it's when
they can see my expression with my tone of voice. And this was surprising to me. The first person who ever said it was my best friend in high school, who is no longer my friend. And that's when my other friends agreed. And I was like, no one's ever told me this before. But I have seen the intimidation from people who have experienced the anger. But it's simply in tone of voice and expression. I'm not very strong. I don't think I've experienced strong enough adrenaline to produce the strength that I didn't know I had to lift a trailer from a dying puppy. So, I don't know, I totally would try. But, oh, I made myself sad. Next thing I was gonna address, what was it? I feel like people don't know what people sound like when they're worked up, because society has brainwashed us into thinking that we need to keep our heads down and our mouths shut and just do what everybody else does. So if everybody else is like calling somebody a stupid idiot for no reason, then we should all call them a stupid idiot for no reason. You know, if everybody else is harking on these type of people, we should all hark on these type of people. You know, we're not allowed to speak our minds. In the words of MJK, think for yourself. Question authority. That's the only way you're really gonna survive, because if you're not yourself, you're not happy. If you don't speak your mind, you're not happy. And you should not care about what other people think. Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion as long as it's not directly harmful to a certain person or a group of people. So, like, if some, you know, racist dude comes up and goes, you know, I fucking hate blacks, alright, I fucking hate them, but that's just my opinion, you know, that's not right. That's not okay. In any sense. Sometimes when I express my opinions, they are controversial, and I am being sort of a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite! A hypocrite, because some people would take offense to some of my opinions, but the thing is I'm not directly trying to harm a certain person or persons unless they have attacked me first, whether or not I'm upset by it. You know, somebody in the comments says, oh, you're worked up because you have to bring up every single little thing, and I'm like, well, what? So, like, bring up every single little thing? I'm not actually sure what you mean by that. And another person commented, like, why do you care if they comment? And I didn't understand the question, so I tried to ask them for clarification, and they replied with, like, I don't remember what they replied with, but I don't know, I was confused. I tried to explain myself, things that were already obvious, things that I've explained before. I mean, that's why I have a disclaimer in the video now, is because people, you know, in my earlier Hall of Shame in my earlier Hall of Shame videos, people, like, started saying, I'm sorry you get comments like this. Oh man, my voice is going. Bye, voice. And, like, people were like, you know, why do you care? You know, and I don't know if they were being serious, because I didn't understand it. So I had to put a disclaimer, and it says it doesn't matter the original intention of the commenter. All that matters is it's funny. So I don't care if they're spam, or a troll, or a genuine person who is trying to insult me. You know, if I find it funny, and I find it idiotic, and I find it entertaining, if it amuses me, then it's going in the Hall of Shame. If it's not worth my time, then it's not. If the comment is obviously trying way too hard, like hater comments in the Hall of Shame videos, then it's like, you know, no. Sorry. But I mean, if I find them amusing enough, I will reply to the comment. That's not really a problem. If I really just, you know, even if it upsets me enough, I will delete the comment and prevent the person from commenting on my videos. If it only upsets me a little and I feel it'd be a waste of time for me to reply, then I won't reply. I'll just keep it up, you know, maybe, I don't know, just keep it up. It shows everybody else who comments just how much of a dick you are. You know, and when I reply, when I'm on my medication, I reply to these comments, and it's easily spotted in my text. You're fucking just hilarious to me, because the stupidity is just like facepalm. It's like slap the forehead, like, oh my god. It's like something that Mike showed me the other day. I think it was a Cracked article on 10 things that people obviously don't know how they work, and it was an advertisement for a veggie burger that was completely vegan, made out of 100% beef. And they were like, finally, a veggie burger that's made with real beef. And I'm like, oh my god, that has got to be a joke. That's got to be some kind of joke. It's really funny. And, I don't know. It's just fucking funny. And, you know, I don't know. Also, people think that if I reply with a really long comment, like 200 to 700 words, they think that I'm getting worked up, which is hilarious because, oh my god, your comment is like too long. I really am just too lazy to read less than 1,000 words. Oh my god. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like it's not that hard to read, people. It's so short. It's less than a paragraph. It is like a short paragraph. And you know, just because I leave a long comment, it definitely doesn't mean that I'm worked up. In fact, what I usually say to people is I have a good/bad habit of explaining things. It's a good habit because I feel, I like to explain things in depth because I feel it helps to educate the person who I am speaking to. I personally like learning things that I, you know, either I find interesting or I'm just curious about, or if somebody, you know, mentions some information, like, I think the last comment that I remember was somebody who, explained about ocelots, where they live, and how they don't live in caves. So, you know, I found that fascinating, and unfortunately, because comments can be misinterpreted, I had to put, I'm not being sarcastic, because I didn't want somebody to think, even though I said fascinating with an exclamation mark, I didn't want somebody to think I said, fascinating. Twirl index finger in the air. Woo. No, I actually meant fascinating. That's awesome. I love animals. And it's also a bad habit of explaining things just because, I don't know, just because I've gotten some negative feedback from me explaining things. I don't get it. But I mean, I really go into depth about things that I'm passionate about, and passion doesn't necessarily mean worked up 100% of the time. Passion is passion. You know, you can be passionate about something that makes you happy. You can be passionate about something that makes you upset, and everything in between. Hang on, I need a drink of water. I was coughing all night. And I'm like, if you're gonna get sick, just get sick and get over it. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese. Oh, what was another thing I needed to address? Fuck-a-dack. I'm gonna pause this while I try to remember. I checked my comments just now, and somebody literally complained about a comment being less than 400 words. Stay in school, my friends. Stay in school. Excuse me. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything else that I had to address. I think I've addressed everything. So even though I haven't named these certain peoples by name, you know who you are, and you're probably just rolling in your seat about how
Reitanna just gave you attention. Oh my god, I feel so snuggly and warm inside.
oh my God, I don't know how these people work. That's just what I assume, because why would somebody waste their time on a complete stranger that literally is worthless to you unless you super duper cared about what they had to say? So, I mean, that's just throwing the first stone, you know? It's like, you throw the first stone, and, that's when, you know, I can waste my time on, you know, either chewing you out if you deserved it, or laughing at you if you deserved it, because seriously, these comments are fucking funny as shit. I'm just like, how old are you? At least I admit when I'm being childish. I actually replied with one where I said, now excuse me for this childish remark, but you can't touch me. Wait, what? Ha 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 ha, you can't touch me. Neener, neener, neener. I should have done the Cartman one though. Be like, heh 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 heh, you can't touch me. Nah, 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 nah. Something like that. I haven't watched South Park in a long time. But I mean, I don't know why I felt the urge to do the childish comment. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it or anything. It just popped up in my head, and I'm like, yeah, might as well, because I'm having fun, you know. But the certain commenters have recently come to bore me, so you know.
Sorry. If you're actually wasting your time watching this because
If you hate somebody, why would you watch their videos? Question mark? It's like, Venus Angelic. I watched one of her videos, and then I left, and I just like, I'm just gonna back away from this one. So, you know, if you watch my videos, and you comment, you care. You know, if you watch one video and you decide that you don't like my stuff and then you go about your merry way and forget about me, if you hear noises outside, that's the garbage truck. You know, it's just like, if you move on your merry way, carry on my wayward son, then, you know, cool. But I mean, if you sit there and literally watch every single video and just pretend to make assumptions through them, and then you go and try to insult somebody, try to phase them, try to get a rise out of them, however you want to say it, you just must be so lonely. You're just so lonely. Such a lonely day, and it's mine. The most loneliest day of my life. I love System of a Down, and I actually like that song because it's easy to sing to, but come on. Anyway, yeah, so, I don't know. Again, I haven't been angry or upset since the date I earlier specified, so, you know, I've been diligent in taking my medication, even though the insurance has been putting us through some stupid shit, which I'm not going to go into. I still have it, and I still feel decent. I mean, yes, with the way society is, with the way things are going, with the way our country is getting worse than it was before, it's upsetting. Those are the things that upset me, those important things, and the fact that I don't want to see World War III. I really don't want to see World War III. And the fact that, I'm not afraid of death, but I am afraid of a painful death. And I just know being nuked is going to hurt really badly. And I live in San Diego, and Los Angeles is 4 hours away. And North Korea has been very clear that they would like to bomb Los Angeles sometime after they bomb Guam. So, they claim they have a nuke that can reach the mainland, and I'm scared. I'm scared, and I'm upset, and I've been having nightmares about nuclear war, and I just, I'm upset and I'm worked up over that kind of thing, I have things to be happy about. I do. And in general, if I'm not dwelling on the things that do upset me, I'm okay. I mean, I'm not super duper happy, fun, sunshine, butterflies, rainbows, woo! But I'm neutral. I'm okay. When I do dwell on these terrible, terrible things and the terrible, terrible things in our world and how it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, that's when I do feel, I call it situational depression, which is like extreme sadness felt by anybody. It has nothing to do with being mentally ill. As Lollipop said in my first hard candy story, you can have problems without having a mental illness. By the way, for those of you who are 18 years or older, on my quotive, whatever the fuck, I have posted the first hard candy story. I actually finished it quite some time ago, but I had to proofread it a few times and spell check it. Sorry for remaining typos. If you are under 18 and you read it, I'm not held responsible for your poor decisions because you have been warned and you chose to ignore the warning. So I hold no responsibility to the consequences that you may or may not encounter if you read this very mature and explicit story. Alright? That's if even who's still listening to this. I mean, some people really like my rants. Some people really like just hearing me talk. Apparently I have a nice voice to some people, so whatever. Again, the ranting itself is mainly to just get things out. I'm frustrated because my Sims game, my Sims game will freeze for like a couple of seconds. But last night, for whatever reason, I was trying to make Tomie, and I had her face perfect, and it froze. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Finally, I just turned off my monitor, and I left the computer on all night, and I turned back my monitor on English, and this morning, and it was still frozen, so I have to start all over on Tomie. I mean, really, it was just the face, but I got it perfect! Oh my god. For those of you who like gore, Tomie is a manga written by Junji Ito, the same writer of the manga Uzumaki. Uzumaki is not as gory as it is very strange. I haven't read the manga. I watched the movie. The movie is very strange. It has different freaky elements that scare you from a sort of different perspective, but it's also slightly humorous. I've watched some of the Tomie movies. Some are good, some are bad. If you're interested in these kind of things, I highly suggest reading and or watching the movie Uzumaki, and reading and or watching the movies for Tomie. It's, if you want a summary of what the things are about, obviously you could go, Wikipedia it and
find an explanation, such and such, but it's really cool. The artwork is really awesome, too. So, I guess I turn into an advertisement there. I might stream today. Maybe I'll stream while trying to recreate Tomie. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So, yeah, if you've listened this far and you do like my videos and you liked what I had to say, please subscribe and spread the word of awesome, become a Reitannite, and click the little bell. And I shall see you later, alligators and crocodiles. Goodbye!